That's 2 weeks we've missed.
Lou didn't do his last week either, so yeah.
I know. So now I just feel like we're leaving everybody hanging.
We got one person out there.
Well, I could make some guesses. I did put something out this morning about it, at least, though.
Yeah, I saw it. I was going to stop by because you can still buy Mickey ice cream bars.
Right?
I forgot to stop by the stores and eat one as we game on.
Caleb, what's up, buddy? So I'm supposed to have dinner with Ken Bruce.
Oh yeah, you did mention that the other night.
Tomorrow night, but then I realized our flights won't actually get in until like 9:30. So that's probably not going to work. But I'm trying to see.
We had better luck than my wife and daughters did. They went to St. Louis last week. Yeah, I picked them up. Well, they went from Wednesday to Monday. I picked them up last Monday. They got into Chicago an hour and 20 minutes late. Had 30 minutes to get to their next plane on the other side of O'Hare.
That's fun.
So they got it, but of course their luggage didn't come till the next day. But
hello, Karen.
What's up, Karen?
We were just talking. I'm a little late because I had kind of checked out for a minute. And then my wife reminded me, hey, don't you do a podcast? Oh, man. And sorry for the 2 weeks off. Yeah, I'm again, I actually, Karen, before we officially start, I called a friend of mine who's a priest in Thomaston, Maine, but he couldn't dig anybody up. It was kind of short notice. How much more do you have to get moved out of your place? I'm sitting here like you're going to answer. I just realized that we're not.
Karen, your package will go out tomorrow. I'll shoot you the tracking number when I get it.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Andrew's giving away all of his stuff.
Liquidating. Andrew Prince, what's up?
Andrew, what's up, buddy? I love seeing you guys here. All right, I'm going to share this and then we'll go live. Something isn't working. Of course, it's not working. There we go. All right. Hey, guys. Welcome to the But Mostly Disney podcast. We've been off for 2 weeks, and I apologize. Week before last, I was on vacation, and so it just, I don't have it set up to do this from the road someday, maybe. And then last week, I didn't feel well, but I think I got out of the habit and kept trying to get things rolling. So now who was ready to go was Andrew was ready. So it's totally my fault. How are you doing, my man?
Not bad. This heat is ridiculous down here. I tried to play golf Sunday. I was good to about the 15th hole, and it was just miserable, and it's been miserable. We went from getting like days and days of rain to nothing now.
So the secret, I think, to summertime golf, there's a course up here. It used to be really nice. When they opened it, it had GPS, and this was a long time ago. We're talking 98, 99. Cutting edge. And we were playing one day in the summer, and it was humid and hot, like the Madagascar Open. And we came around this corner, like maybe on 13. We were ready to quit. I don't care how nice the course is. We were just done. And these two little country corn-fed girls came around the corner saying, hey, y'all want a cold towel? And they had in a cooler in the back of their cart just frozen towels. They were frozen and they smelled like bubble gum. And you broke them in the and I was like a new man. We did that. So the video I put up this week on YouTube was at the Palm course, which we played poorly, but it might just be really hard. I don't know.
It's a hard course.
It was difficult. But on that course, as we rounded, that's what I did is took, they have ice machines and water cups, and I took those and just drenched my towel just to make it through. The heat
Yeah, I had
is
some liquid IV and some water bottles, and I had a cooling towel that every couple of holes I'd pull out, wipe my face, put around my neck, and I was like, oh, all right. But then we got to 18, and the two guys I play with were just like, all right, let's get this hole over with. So we played at 7 in the morning, so it wasn't too terribly bad to start with, but by 11, it was hot.
yeah. Yeah, and we teed off like 8:45. It was tough. It's still Disney golf, so it's magical
Yeah,
and fun for some reason. Um but it's bad. I mean, so I went and saw, and there's a bazillion different versions of it, but I did try to put up a kind of curated version of the Starlight Parade, and yes, Caleb, I do have something coming for you. I'm working on it. I can barely make it to the podcast, much less create anything right now. But I really, really, really loved the Starlight Parade. I thought it was awesome. I thought the music was awesome. I thought the lights were awesome. What I didn't find awesome was that I got there. So my wife and kids are with me. We were coming back from Key West, and we stopped, stayed Saturday night at the Coronado Tower. So I've got a video coming up of that. We've never stayed in the tower. I loved it. But I probably wouldn't stay there again without a good deal. Like, it feels like a deluxe hotel, and then sometimes it kind of felt like a hotel.
Well, when you get out, I think you get out the tower and go to the back half of it. That's
Right.
where the hotel part comes in. Because we've stayed there twice, liked it, but once you get out the tower, it's like, okay.
Toledo, by the way, and this will be
That was
kind of a
awesome.
pop. Yeah, Toledo's probably, I think, the most underrated restaurant on property.
Mm-hmm.
We had a great meal. It's beautiful. The food was incredible. I really liked it. We didn't explore as much of the Coronado. I mean, I walked it, and we've stayed there before, but I literally walked around the loop that takes you to the dig pool and back around, and I thought the top of my head was going to burn off. It was so hot.
Yeah.
And I'd hurt my leg, so I couldn't get in the pool. But the room was nice, and the view was awesome. We were overlooking. I laid in bed looking at the Epcot ball, which is the thing dreams are made of. Yeah, Andrew, I mean, Caleb, the music is absolutely fantastic. I really liked it. Oh, and see, and so Jill says too, that the Main Street Electrical Parade, which is gone. And Karen, I walked by Three Bridges, but I didn't go. I didn't have a lot of energy.
You're not missing anything. A lot of people like it. We didn't care for it.
No. So we did very little at the hotel. We got there. We went to Disney Springs, then got there, got up Saturday, slept in for a change, which was nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then we all went over to Magic Kingdom, parked at Ticket and Transportation, went over to Polynesian to eat. And that's where I was getting to. So it's maybe 5:45, something like that. And so I checked the live stream, and people were already lined up. So by the time I ate some curry meatballs and then popped on the monorail, got into the park, the entire hub was full. Like, it was already done. Like, Andrew, I know you'd said you'd gone on on New Year's Eve, and it was similar, like how early you had to get there.
Yeah. 6 o'clock you had to be there.
It was crazy.
And stand for 6 hours.
Right. So what I did was I walked down, and I really didn't care where I watched it. Like, I liked where Lou saw it. I thought that was a pretty good angle. Mm-hmm. I thought maybe with the castle in the background would be cool, but that was all spoken for. I saw a lot of people. I saw Ordinary Ventures. Saw Tim Tracker. I saw that rogue guy who walks around with Sebaceous Crumb.
Oh, yeah.
I rode the monorail with him and talked to him for a while from the Polynesian. He was very nice. Really nice guy. So I think a lot of folks were there, but I found it was all the curb was taken, but behind the trash can wasn't. So I jumped through and put my stuff on top of the trash can and posted up there. And then I sat down for a while and talked to a bunch of really, really new people. And yet, Jill, it's brand new. So a week ago Sunday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. a week ago Sunday was opening night. The night I was there was the first official night, even though they did it the 2 nights before as kind of a dress rehearsal. But I think it's great. I think it's really pretty. I guess so. We leave tomorrow for California. So I'll be in LA
What are you going
tomorrow.
to California for?
Yeah. Oh, did I mention that my kid is doing an internship at Pixar? I don't know if
Maybe
I've said
once or
anything
twice.
about
I
that.
don't know.
So we're gonna fly out tomorrow. I'll be in LA tomorrow night. We're gonna stay at the Tropicana right across from the gate instead of staying at the Disneyland Hotel, which saves me about $450 a night. And then we're going to all day be in Disneyland. Maybe I'll do some live streaming, but we're not going to do California Adventure, just Disneyland the whole day. I did buy Lightning Lane, so I'm going to see how that works out there because it's a little bit different. But my goal, I guess my tier 1 level goal is to make, I just saw that comment. I'm like, I have no idea, but I'm not going to respond. Family show,
so,
guys.
Like,
You know,
what?
PG rating.
Yeah.
But it did throw me, so that's nice. Tier 1 would be to get everything done that I don't have here in Orlando. Not that I'm in Orlando, but on this coast. And then tier 2 would be literally to do everything. So I'm going to see how it works because we're going to rope drop. And then we were supposed to have dinner with Ken Bruce of, let's see, that's solid. I'm not going to repeat it, but it's really funny. But I've heard a lot of tater jokes. Like if you did drugs, you'd be a baked potato. You know, if you liked men, you'd be a sweet potato. Hey, tater, you're all right. You know, but I have heard that joke before. So anyway, we're supposed to have dinner with Ken Bruce on Wednesday, but now our flight's not getting in until after 9:30. And I don't think I'll be able to stay up for that because that's really like 1:30 or 10, 11, 12:30. So I'm trying to see if I can get up with him on Wednesday and maybe do a little interview or something with him again, or maybe we'll just get him back on the show because he's awesome. So Disneyland all day, then travel up, then Disney Family Museum. I don't know if you can film in there, so I don't know what's going to happen. We're just going to kind of see it, but I'll definitely be doing a lot of Disneyland. I might have to go buy another SD card just for that. And our kids are tater tots. That's exactly right. Thanks, Jill. Thanks for bringing it back around to the family show. So I'm excited, and then maybe I'm interested to see their nighttime parade and compare and contrast.
Yeah, so we go next Thursday morning. We leave for Florida. Just coming back Sunday. We're eating breakfast Sunday morning at Cape May. Then we'll stop by Disney Springs and come back. But we're just going to do Magic Kingdom and Epcot, and we're going to try to go to the 11 o'clock parade. See if the crowds die down since the park closes at 11. But a lot of people don't remember this, but they run those electric, like they have the Spectrum Magic and everything else. It runs backwards.
Right.
It comes through the hub first. A lot of people are posting that. I didn't know it would go that way. I'm like, well, that's the way every night parade is gone, is by the fire department. But we're staying at Kidani Village this time. So I'll put a video out. I did put a video out this week. Check it out.
What?
Yeah, I did one of the truck. Why it's named Big Al. But yeah, I'll have some content myself and do a room review and a resort review, and probably I think about doing a montage of how we travel to Florida. So, what was the name of that video you said y'all watch or listen to when you first leave?
Oh, it's the best. Kraft presents Disney's 10-year anniversary.
Okay, let me write that down.
And so it's Dean Jones.
Did you say Campbell? I think it was food product. I couldn't remember what it was.
It's Kraft. Glenn Campbell's not in that one. He's in the 71 version. But you do have John Schneider. And, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, I'm 54.
They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, we're gonna watch this before we go down.
So Caleb, no, this is not my first time in Disneyland. I've literally not figuratively, literally been 3 times. Once as a kid, I have no recollection of it all. And then we went 13 or 14 years ago. We did a big West Coast trip, LA, Pebble Beach, and Disneyland for a couple days. And honestly, I barely remember it. The kids don't remember it at all, but I barely remember it. I've got some. It was truly a whirlwind, which is kind of why. And look, I might adjust if our day's going incredible and we decide I want to add on a park hopper and go to DCA, then I will. But I'd kind of like to just focus on Disneyland since it's the 70th and really just enjoy that the whole day, you know? But I'd forgotten because I was thinking back. I have some videos of Elliot going by with Pete on top from the Main Street Razzle Dazzle. Remember? And you're right. They are going the other way up Main Street even then, right?
Yep.
You're right. It would be chaos at night, Karen. She says they do it so people can leave afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
It was chaos leaving anyway. I mean, it's nuts. It was pretty unbelievable. I mean, it's always that way, right? The fireworks are that way. I would have had a great fireworks spot if I'd have stayed there, but I was so tired and so thirsty. Like they needed a popcorn, peanuts, you know.
Yeah, but they do it right with getting people out of there because we left after New Year's and we were staying at Dick Grandestino. They had a switchback already in place at the bus stop. And I'm like, great, we're going to be staying here for 2 hours. Well, we were on bus number 3 of 6 that were lined up to pick up at our stop.
Wow.
Yeah, so they got it. And I think they go by Magic Band data and know how many people are from which resort, and that's how they figure out the routes on the buses. They get them once you get to the bus stop, you're pretty much set. But getting there, not wanting to, not get run over by a scooter or a stroller or something like that. But they got that pretty much down pat. But it's just getting through the people to get to the bus stop's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, I got out pretty easy, and they did a good job. I know Karen was talking to me on the live stream about what a tough job that is to move those people around and especially because I felt bad. I didn't want to say anything because then everyone thinks I'm a jerk, but I wanted to tell everybody, hey, you can't sit by the trash can and they're going to move you, and one family kind of sat there for a long time and the girl walked back and forth and then finally got around to telling them to move. And by then, now I will say this, where I was amazing and it was an awesome spot and I highly recommend it. But the parade is tall enough that I don't think there's a bad view. Mm-mm. Like there wasn't enough going on like low on the floats that if you missed that, you were going to be sad. I really thought the parade was awesome and you could really view from anywhere. It was great. I liked it.
We got lucky one year and got a spot where the benches are right there where Hall of Presidents right there by the quick service right there. We just had to walk up. There was an empty bench, and we sat there during the Halloween party and watched the parade go by. And that'd be a good spot to get if you could get it. But we've had times in Frontierland that we're standing on a marked off spot that's everybody's around and can't stand here. I'm like, why? There's nothing. There's no walkway. There's nothing. No trash can. You can't. We're not letting people stand here. I'm like, okay. Been here for 20 minutes and nobody said a word.
Yeah. But it's a tough job. I mean, and
I get it.
And look, some of them are kids. They don't want to confront an adult. Mm-hmm. It's I try to follow the rules as much as I can.
Yeah, we do too.
But I did sit down. I could have taken a nap. I brought my earbuds so I could just like listen to music and chill out because it was a lot. My leg hurt. I was tired. It was a lot of sacrifice to have that much fun. But I do think it's definitely worth staying in the park for, and it's definitely worth watching. I thought it was really, really good. I mean, is it as good as Main Street Electrical? Yeah, I think it is as good, but it's never going to replace Main Street Electrical in my head, right?
Yeah.
Like that parade will always be better just because it was the one that I loved. Yeah, I don't know if I can swing D2 through. I don't even know. I want to go, and I feel like if I'm going to try to build our little community here, I probably should go. But
Is that the expo they have in Anaheim?
yeah,
Yeah. Good luck getting a ticket.
yeah, and and maybe that's what'll decide it, right? Is I'll just throw it on there and see if I can get in. And if I do, great. If not, great. Um, I don't. It's funny. I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound really ironic. I don't always love crowds, right? Like I know Disney crowds. I know how to navigate those. I know how to get through. I know how to maneuver it pretty well. Like I'm nervous about um, going to Disneyland uh, on Thursday. Like, what am I going to do? How am I going to get there? What's going to go on? How do I use the lightning lane? Where should I do it? What's the best strategy? Like, and especially because I'm only going once, so now I'm in the same boat as that I always tell other people. When I get to go to Disney World a lot, or even before we started doing all this stuff, when we'd go as our families every year, we knew we were going back. So if you miss something, you miss something.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't know when I'm going back to Disneyland. Maybe next summer with Caleb. Maybe not. It's hard to say, but I am excited. I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see the Walt Disney Family Museum. I think that's going to be really fun. And
See if you
then
get a virtual queue to go see Walt.
Yep, going to go see that. So I'll have a definite review of how I think that works. We'll see. I was trying to see if I could find that main street. I have too many pictures. I don't even know. I mean, I don't even know how you sort through this stuff anymore. It's so much. But I did love that parade, and I love that music. That's not really a great rendition of it. So, and then you reminded me. So we were going to go see Willie Nelson and Bob Dylan tonight.
Ooh, wrap them up in plastic, please.
I know, and I forgot. But there's not much time left, right? Like I've never seen Willie Nelson, and I'd like to.
And Bob Dylan. Oof.
I mean, it'd be a good show. And
Yeah.
then my daughter ended up having to work, and it was kind of she'd organized it, so we bailed on it. And then my wife's like, "Don't you have your podcast?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." And if I didn't do it tonight, it wasn't going to happen until after California. I almost bought a MacBook the other day just so I could do this stuff on the road, but I'm going to wait till the kids get off to college, officially last one out of the house, and then see how it works.
Yeah, you know what? I've got an old MacBook here. I don't know if you could wipe it and use it.
You might be able
I'll
to.
send, I'll send it to you and we'll see. I'm just
All
sitting here
right.
doing nothing.
So Andrew came up with this week's topic. Okay, so this is good advice here for those of you not in the chat, which you should join every week. Every week we do the show at least. Andrew says to book your hotel as soon as they announce the dates. So that's good to know, because I mean, I'm sure it's a nightmare. I mean, it's got to be just insane, the amount of people who go out there and do this, which is kind of why, like, do I want to stand in lines? Do I want to, do I want to go listen to speakers? I did go hear Brian Irwin. Is that Brett Irwin, who does Mickey Mouse now? I saw him at a Comic-Con, and it really was fascinating. So maybe I would enjoy sitting through that stuff. I'm not sure. All right. So, but what we want to do this week, in celebrating the heat, as Andrew teased us a little bit, let's do and take a look at our top 5 ways to stay cool at Disney World. And I'll include all of the property and hotels and anything you want to do there. Water parks, I think, are obvious. Pools are probably obvious. So maybe we'll look for some deeper cuts than that. Though, if you said, "Hey, I go jump in the pool," yeah. So I was there. Sorry, I'm scrolling through pictures, but I was in Disneyland in 2013, so 12 years ago. But we know it's hot, right? So we started going to Disney spring break because my wife's a teacher, and that was pretty good. The balance I have is when I go in the summer, sometimes it's really hot, but you go to the pool and the pool is lukewarm. Yeah. So I'm trying to find that perfect time of year when I'm hot and sweaty enough that I want to get in the pool, but it's not too miserably, like melting your shoes kind of
Um,
hot.
spring break was the time for us this year.
Do you like it?
Yeah, because we went to the park in the morning. And I told my daughter, I said, "This is your trip. This is you and I. You tell me what you want to do." And we'd go to the park in the morning. And about lunchtime, we'd go get in the pool, and it was comfortable. It wasn't lukewarm like bath water. It was the right temperature. And we stayed there for a couple hours, and then we'd go grab some lunch and go back to the room, take a nap, go back to the park, or go back to the pool, whatever she wanted to do. But I think one of the best places to go when it's cold is find you a live action program like Little Nemo or Lion King. Somewhere you can sit in the dark AC and fall asleep.
Yeah, I'm
Carousel
not.
Progress.
That was absolutely on my list. If
Mm-hmm.
they would just let me ride Carousel Progress around and around and
Yeah,
around.
just let me.
So that's solid. That was definitely on my list. Was any
Mm-hmm.
live action shows. But let me
Yeah,
ask you this, and I'll slide another one in there. Just any kind of indoor shopping as well, right?
yeah.
But and this may be the curse of going too often. I feel like they're not turning the AC down as low as they used to.
I agree with that because last time we were at Carousel, I was like, it's a little stuffy in here.
Right. And I've noticed that in some of the shops, and I've noticed it. Um, I've just noticed it in a lot of areas where you used to walk in and go, oh, you know,
Yeah,
and
you'd
now
meet the
it's,
air conditioner at the door. You know, meeting it ain't happening no more.
yeah. So I wonder, look, I'm sure I can't even imagine the cost of
Mm.
cooling that building. Oh, so this Caleb Shark Reef. That's a great one. That thing was freezing cold. Did you ever get to do that?
No.
So we did it. And it, my wife does not like cold water. And it was incredibly cold. It was unbelievable how cold it was. Like you don't think about it. You think, oh, it's tropical. There's sharks and little clownfish. No, it was freezing. That's a
Oh,
really good one. All right, I'm gonna give my favorite one. And again, Seamus came up with a lot of these, but Club Cool.
that's my boss said that, and I said, "Well, let's go back to where its original name of Ice Station Cool."
Right.
Yeah, that was always a good spot, and it still is a good spot to.
Yeah,
I
I
haven't
mean,
been in the last couple of times, but somebody told me Beverly is not there anymore.
um, it was the last time I thought about it.
Okay,
So like now we don't
I'll
go
definitely
in
check it
there.
out when I go.
Yeah,
This.
I love going in there because we love when they have it that watermelon soda.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good.
Um, that's like I actually like drinking that. It's delicious. Um, so we go in there every time, no matter what, and it's kind of like a good time killer if you're waiting for something else anyway. But we'll go in there and have a little soda
Yeah.
and enjoy it. So that's all right. So that's mine. That was my favorite one that Seamus came up with. He did a lot of these.
So we went 2000, 2010. We went on a honeymoon slash family vacation. Julie and I went down for a couple of days, and then friends of ours brought our oldest daughter up. A surprise for her. We went a few more days. Well, me and the other gentleman that were with us were looking for a cold beverage in Hollywood Studios. And we ended up finding the bar at 50's prime time. And the cool thing is if you're a non-drinker, they have a ton of mocktails on their list. And it's got little seating areas with TVs, and you can just go there and sit and cool off and have a couple of drinks or a couple of mocktails if you want, and then go back out in the park. And I like about it is it's kind of hidden. It's kind of around the side. You don't really see it. So any place you can find like that at a resort or a park or any place that's kind of tucked back, kind of like a little bar area, you can just chill and have a soda or a beer or a mixed drink, whatever fancies you. And just chill for a little bit.
That's a good one. I will say this: the only thing that they've done that I don't like is, well, I actually don't care, but I do think we had um a little bit of a less than magical experience with them. Um, they no longer will do the milkshakes to go. and
Really?
it broke my wife's heart. And that's been
Wow.
at least the last 2 years
Huh.
because I went to ask
No peanut butter
again
jelly
just to
milk.
see, and they really weren't super nice about it. Like they weren't like,
Hmm.
"Oh, I'm so sorry, we can't."
No, we don't do it.
Yeah, they don't do it. So that one's out.
Huh. That stinks.
All right, so this one I'm going to cheat a little bit, but this is honestly my favorite, and I think the best way to stay cool at Disney is the misting fans they sell.
Mm-hmm.
They're worth, I don't know what ours have lasted a long time. Like they as long as you take the batteries out so they don't rush or rust.
Oh, Karen's got a good one.
Us,
The water tikis by the Jungle Cruise.
that was on my list. Oh,
Yeah, she got that one.
that was a good one. Yeah,
The cooling towels they sell too.
right.
We got one last time. That's why I used at the golf course was my daughter's pink Mickey cooling tower. But
The,
those were
the
like
only
$20.
the only problem I have with the misting bottles, the fans, is that I don't like carrying things, and so we end up. It kind of becomes a game where you just try to slide it on somebody else's shoulder or neck, so you don't have to have it once you're done with it.
Mm.
But man, I take your sunglasses off and like soak your face because it's going to dry pretty quickly anyway.
Yeah.
Like that. That to me that's some of the best money we've spent at Disney. And again, I think we've taken it to the beach and other places, and I think ours has lasted at least 3 or 4 years, which is pretty good. Yep. See, Caleb says he's got those misting fans, uses them every day.
So, sometime we'll try. It's supposed to be here tomorrow. Have you seen Tim Tracker's big hat with the fans on the back of it?
Yeah. I saw another
one.
guy I saw a guy wearing that in the park the other day.
Yeah, I bought one. I'm going to give it a shot and see how it works. Hey, if it works, I don't care. It keeps me cool.
All right, Andrew, what you got next?
I was thinking, because we've stayed there a couple of times and we've enjoyed it. When you're at Yacht and Beach Club and you're at the pool, Beaches and Cream is right around the corner. It's gonna, if you eat it outside, of course, it's gonna melt. That's all the fun of eating outside is watching your kids get ice cream and chocolate all over them. But go in there, Beaches and Cream, and get a little, fountain drink or kitchen sink if that's what you fancy, or whatever it is you want. But Pineapple and I, it's another, good place to go to. I think anything that just has good cold beverage or food.
So, and duh, if you drink something cold, it cools you down, right? I mean,
Right.
but like after I mow the grass, and I know these are not good, and this is not advice, please, but I love like Otter Pops, just the cheap, crappy $1.99 for 50 of them, whatever it is. And I'll have 3 of those after mowing the yard, and I'm almost chilly by the time I'm done. Like it really does cool you down. Have you done the kitchen sink? Did y'all do that ever?
We did the mini one. We didn't do the big one. We talked about it, but I was like, that's just going to be a waste because we're not going to wait. We're going to finish
It's
that
so
thing.
much food. We did it one time. There's 5 of us though. So,
Yeah.
it gets pretty close, but that was a lot. And a whole can of whipped cream.
Great.
But it was fun. I have a video of that somewhere of the lights going off. If I can find that this week, I'll post it because it was fun. Yeah, Karen says her spray bottles have lasted 4 visits and they're dangerous in Sean's hands. But that's the magic, is that I don't care how much you spray me.
Soak me down.
Have fun with it. I'm absolutely thrilled that you're doing this. All right. I don't know what number we're on. 3, 4.
4.
We'll just keep going till we're out.
Yeah, we'll just pull. We'll just keep going.
And then you can play the home game and decide which the 5 are the best. But I put a fish pond in my yard at our last place. I dug the hole. I have too many pine trees now to do it, but it truly lowered the temperature of my backyard by a few degrees. Like it made it cooler back there because the water, in the air. So Moana's water area at Epcot, like strolling through there.
That's pretty cool.
Not only do I think that area is cooler just because of science, but also, you get to jump in the water if you want to, and I like that.
Must do's.
Yeah, I really think that's cool. I know it's people kind of were like, really, but I think out of all the things they've done at Epcot, I think that one is closest to what Epcot was. You've added some
Hmm.
IP, sure, but you're explaining some stuff, no matter how simple it is. A little bit of
Right.
ecology, a little bit of what goes on with water, and then adding some magic to it, right? Which
Yep.
I think is pretty awesome.
What does Luke calls it? Education?
No, that's the regular one.
No,
Enter
that's
edutainment.
edutainment. That's it.
That's hard to say.
Yes, it is. I know it's kind of like a water ride, but we've never done it. And I think I'm talking to do this time. Is the I just lost my train of thought. Animal Kingdom, the raft ride.
Cali
Holy
River
cow!
Rapids.
Cali River Rapids. Every time I go is Christmas and it's cold, and I don't want
Right.
to ride it then. So we're like trying to figure out what we're gonna do to stay warm. And I was like, we could shoot on over and jump on the rapids.
It's short. It's a
So I've
very
heard that.
short ride, which is why is really well, my wife doesn't want to get wet, but I mean that's really why we don't do it. Is it's just the juice isn't worth the squeeze or whatever the saying is
That's it.
there. We did the same thing. We went to Typhoon Lagoon, which I don't know if we talked about, but that if you're staying on park that free day, I mean that's great. I didn't even think about it, and we couldn't have used it anyway. But when I booked 2 nights at Coronado, I didn't. I just happened to be scanning through my app, and there were 2 tickets. I could have used. We could have gone there.
We talked about doing that Thursday, but we're not gonna get in time to enjoy it long enough um,
We
to
got
do
there
it.
at noon, I think, and got enough. Right? If I'd have paid for it, I wouldn't have been happy. But for free, just to go jump into it, I thought it was great. But they have a family raft ride that's like weird line for it. It's like 25 minutes. The ride's like 30 seconds. So I'm not saying it's bad. It's just maybe we need something a little longer than that.
Gotcha.
Dang, I'm out. I swear, I thought I had more, and then Karen took some.
My favorite is when you get back to a nice dark cold room and you hit the bed and you're out. You get that Disney tired and you're sleeping after 12 hours in the park.
Yeah, and that's not bad. And even taking an afternoon nap,
Hmm.
going back and cooling off at the room. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, which is what our plan is this time: is rope drop, do 5 or 6 rides, go back to the resort, chill, have lunch, go back 4 o'clock, stay till park close or after the parade and fireworks, and come on back and try to. Because once again, we come enough. If we miss something, we'll go back again later.
Caleb's got a solid one there with the splash pads at Journey in Your Imagination.
Oh yeah.
I've got some great pictures of when the kids were little, jumping around in those fountains, kind of letting them hit you a little bit every now and again.
Hmm.
Cooling towels are magical.
Yes.
Like they really do. They're pretty amazing. Um, the thing of it is I've been there, well, we were in June this year and then July last year. And I know it's hot and I know I was hot, but I never come home like thinking, oh, I'll never go in July again. Like I've
Hmm.
never been there when I was so miserable that it ruined my vacation. I will say, I think once we can, depending on what the kids do and if we still can do a family trip, I think I'd like to go right after New Year's. Like when kids go back to school, college is still out, maybe.
Yeah, we were there for 2 days after that, and it was nice. There wasn't a lot of people. Buses weren't crowded. I think New Year's Day, a lot of people drove home.
Yeah, I think so too. Or even a couple of days after. But I I think I'm getting more to the point where I would sacrifice some stuff for less lines,
Hmm.
or less people. Even though
Yeah.
I honestly I know it sounds stupid. I like the crowds. Going there in COVID on the day they reopened was weird. It was a
Oh, I'm sure it
weird
was.
energy.
I'll be right back.
Uh-oh.
1 second.
Now Andrew's leaving me on my own. Let's talk about
You'll be fine.
it. But I think I'm in Virginia at the beach, and we really have I mean, it's the sun is different in Florida. As soon as you cross over that bridge and you're out of Georgia and into Florida, the sun changes. It's like going into Maine, Karen. When I was a kid and we'd go to Maine, as soon as you cross that line, the air smelled cleaner. And I always thought it was because Maine, and I don't know if they still do, but they used to have some of the strictest littering laws in the country. But there was just something about pulling into Maine that made it feel cooler. And I think Florida's a lot like that. So it's just hot. I mean, I think Florida people may not even leave their house in the summer. Maybe they just stay inside, eat ice cream, and popsicles, which isn't bad either. But again, I've just never gotten to a point where I'm so miserable that I'm going home. I think my kids have. I feel like I remember one time where my daughter left and she just said, "Nope, I'm done. I hate this. Love Disney. I'm out, going back to the room." And even though we said it was too obvious, there is nothing like splashing into that pool after a long day or stopping at Mickey's PhilharMagic. I mean, even though we kind of incorporated that one in particular seems to be cooler than most. And again, we try to rope drop, be gone by noon, come back at 6 at night. Staying all day just seems like a lot in some of those summertime weathers. And I saw a lot of people with those little LED Mickey Mouse fans.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they sold them in the parks, but I think it's an Amazon thing.
Probably.
Or, if you really want to be cool, just wear a leather jacket and some sunglasses. You'll look really cool. Like Fonzie.
Hey.
People still know who Fonzie is. We were talking about the other day, like all the things that are gone that I might make a reference to. Like my kids have been well versed in my childhood. They are like, affiliate Gen Xers, right? Honorary Gen Xers.
Yep.
So I can say, "Hey, looks like those Duke boys are at it again," and my kids know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Hanna-Barbera cartoons. So mine got all that. Yes.
HR Puffin stuff.
Yep. The original Disney Channel. Sorry, Caleb.
So here's something else since it's kind of potlucky tonight. So if you don't follow me, so Caleb or Andrew's got a neck fan, and I meant to say that my mother-in-law just bought one and she brought it to Key West, but she never really used it. We had a nice trade win the whole time we were there.
Nice.
I'm interested to try those because I see a lot of people with them.
We
and
have. My daughter loves hers.
Does it?
Yeah. I got one right here.
I feel like it would drive me crazy because I just want to have the less stuff touching me. Like I love holding my kids' hands. Yeah, there you go.
It looks like a headband, but it's got vents all through here.
Have you tried it?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's one reason why I bought the hat because it blows. It blows. It's got 2 speeds, and it'll last 6 hours. It's a USB-C charge, so it's not your phone will charge it up. But no, it works pretty good.
I don't wear much cotton anymore in the parks either. I'm not a huge Roosevelt's fan. I do like the ones I have. I love them, but I'm not like, it's not everything I own. But that material is pretty solid.
Yeah, it is.
Although, honestly, I'm a big hairy dude, and I wear a lot of white because I sweat so much. I just don't want to freak people out. They'll think I just got out of the pool myself. But if you don't follow me on Facebook, you should, and Instagram. But I've been doing this series where I've been going through the movies that I have, not Disney Plus, but just what I've collected over the years and put on hard drives. And so doing all the live action pre-1979. I might have gone into 80, but I think Black Hole was 79.
It was.
And I decided that was my cutoff, even though there's some good films after it. But all of these uh, films that I just love, and even my kids don't. They never got into them the way I did. But these were my my Saturday afternoons, my Sunday nights. All these things. Yeah, Black Hole was 1979, and the thing about it is, and I know, I don't need a literal answer, but what drives me crazy is I want to watch the original Mickey Mouse Club the way it was. I don't want to see cuts of it and different skits. Heck, you could leave the commercials in. I think that would be great. But I literally want to go back and watch all the Mickey Mouse Club episodes from top to bottom, and it's not there.
So my parents come over for dinner on Sunday nights, and we end up watching America's Funniest Home Videos. Is usually what we end up watching because we can all watch it together. Well, now they do A Wonderful World of Disney, and my dad saw the opening. He goes, "Oh!" He got excited. He's like, "Oh, they're doing this again." And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, you have to remember, I saw it when it was the original." And he says, "I can remember when Uncle Walt would talk, and they would show, whatever movie it was that week. It could have been, something about Disneyland or Davy Crockett or something." And
Right?
then he goes, "I wonder what the movie is." And Father of the Bride pops up. He's like, a little different than my time, but he got excited because he saw it. He's like, "Oh, I remember." So I go back and try to find those, which is what I thought Disney Plus was going to be when they first talked about it, but it has not been anything like that at all. You find some older stuff, but not the stuff that I think people want to watch.
Richest cat in the world. So that's 1986. But I will try to find it and watch it. But yeah, and for a while Disney Plus had Disney by the Decades.
Yeah, they did.
And I don't, if it's on there, I don't know how
I
to
can't
find it
find it.
anymore. And I really like that because if I put in like that darn cat on Disney Plus, and
Hmm.
then it'll give me some recommendations, and then if I click one of those recommendations, it gives me basically the same recommendations, but whatever I had started with. And I
Hmm.
really I really liked that Disney by the Decades because I could see what they had.
Yep.
Um, and I think some are still licensed um, to other companies. Like what was it that just came out? Was it Thunderbolts?
Yeah, Thunderbolts.
And that's not on Disney Plus. It's on something else.
Yeah, I got off of Prime.
So that's a weird licensing play, and I don't understand it. Somebody smarter than me will tell me. The other thing that I think is cool is that there are some people on there who are so smart about those movies and how they were made and who they were made and where they were made and what went on. I mean, um, Wikipedia and IMDb has some interesting stuff about it, but there's some folks, if you like, don't go there for me, go there for the comments, because I've learned a lot through three or four different people commenting on there, and it's spectacular. And that's a lot of where I really like being now. Like part of I love the parks. I love Mickey Mouse. Um, Obviously, I love the community because Disney people are better than other people. Arguably, I'm not trying to start some war, but you know, I like the history. I like the how it works. I think it's kind of interesting.
You talk about back for a second. Talking about making your kids Gen Xers, which is kind of what I tried to do with mine. And when you're riding through an imagination ride, you get by the computer. There's a pair of tennis shoes sitting by the door with a light. My daughter goes, "Oh, the computer wore tennis shoes." I'm like, "You've listened, thank you." A lot of
Right.
people are like, "What's the tennis shoes doing there?" And I'm like, "Hey," but she picked up on it quick. And I'm like, "All right, cool. There's something's sticking." But I just wish you had access to a lot of the old stuff because that's what kind of I think I've told this before. We had basic cable, But then we had the little box that you could move the arm around and click the little buttons for each row was a different number. And I remember channel 36 was the Disney channel. And we'd always check to see we had the free preview for whatever holiday it was. And you could watch all the old. This was back then when they used to have Vault Disney, and you could watch all the old stuff
Right.
during the day. And you don't have that anymore. I think people need to see that stuff. It's not about all the new age Pixar and all that stuff. Go back to the old school cartoons and movies and the Apple Dumpling Gang, something.
Or Summer Magic. I love Summer
Yes,
Magic.
Summer Magic's awesome.
It's interesting. There's a guy, and I've missed him in the clubhouse, in Lou's clubhouse, Jim Fanning. And if you don't follow him, you should.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't know who he was. And he jumped in this week on some comments and had some really fascinating insight. I might see if he wants to come on the podcast, because this guy seems like a treasure trove. He worked for Disney, Disney Consumer Products. But the first thing on his page when I go to look him up is watching the History Channel story on how Disneyland was built. And all of a sudden there they are interviewing you. Like, kind of wild, But that's what's so cool. I love the internet. Hey, look, it's Jeff C. and you're not. But I yes, and that's, yeah, Jeff's exactly right. The Imagineering special was incredible, and I could have watched that forever. I need to go back. There's episodes. I didn't like the pacing, and it's just personal preference. It's not an indictment of the behind the attraction or whatever it was. I loved the information, but it was a little too, I don't know, MTV for me or something. It was just kind of bounced a lot. You know what we started watching, since this podcast has absolutely no structure tonight? The Pee Wee Herman documentary.
The Paul
Rubens.
Really?
I put it
DJ
on
Rex,
because what's that?
DJ Rex, for those who didn't know who that was.
Right. And so we put it on the other night, and I've heard some interesting things about him, that he was just really kind of a fascinating character as a human, not as just Pee Wee. But we put it on the other night, and I couldn't stop watching it. And it's long. I mean, it's a lot of video, and I think they shot it and they did not know he was struggling with cancer. Like the people doing it didn't know, and it's really interesting. He's a really smart, nice man, proclivities aside, right? I mean, very, very genuine guy. And then it's really, really cool. Really cool. I mean, I really enjoyed watching it. And the great lesson, right? He had this character that was a Native American lounge singer, and he was on the Gong Show all the time. I didn't know that. Yeah, I mean, he did all these things that I had no idea he was going to do. And, I think the Pee Wee Herman was just a Groundlings character he was doing. And he had this Native American lounge singer that he thought for sure that was it. That was going to be his ticket. And then the next thing you know, Pee Wee Herman comes along. So not Disney, but Kung Fu Panda, we often find our destiny on the path we choose to avoid it, Karen, I agree 100% with this. It doesn't seem like it would be tough to be able to go into your options and just say, I don't want any Hulu on here. Because I'm certainly no prude, but when I pull up Disney Plus, and my kids are all older, right? Some of the stuff at the top, I just don't want to see, I really wanted this to be a Disney sandbox.
Yeah, you got Hulu,
Bachelor in Paradise,
ESPN,
yeah,
National Geographic.
And I think it makes perfect sense to have it all together for some people, right? Like maybe if you pick one streaming service, and this would be a good one because you've got a wide variety of stuff. But if you pick one streaming service and that's what you use, then it really is just like clicking through the channels. And I didn't mind National Geographic, but again, right. And Karen has a 7-year-old. I do like that stuff separate.
Mm-hmm.
And it just seems like they could do it pretty easily. Like you should be able to curate your list and what you see. Because if I look at bingeable series, I've got Gravity Falls, The Bear, Snowfall, Blackish, and Futurama, and there's not a lot of connective
Oh,
tissue there
there.
for me. Although
Yeah.
I did, if you haven't watched The Bear, it's really good, and it's probably the most accurate. It shows what it's like to be in a kitchen in a restaurant, which is what I've done my whole life, and it's
Right.
like that's exactly what it's like. It was pretty good. Well, that's all I've got. I've managed to ramble for an hour.
I think we did good.
I think we did good too. I always think we do well.
Yeah.
And thanks everybody for stopping by, Jeff and
Yeah.
Karen and Caleb and Andrew. Oh my. I really, Jill came by. I'm sure she's gone. I really do. I get nervous you're not going to be there each week, and then when you are, it just makes me feel awesome. And I'm sorry that that we kind of got off track. And someday I'll start getting a newsletter going. But man, I'm bad at writing newsletters. That's not true. I'm bad at posting newsletters. I can write them just fine. I just don't do it. But I've had a lot going on. Bought some houses, doing some stuff. I got to pay the bills. So Karen says Sean can't get Big Bear in the Big Blue House on his Disney Plus. Why won't it show up on his Disney Plus? I
Oh,
wonder.
that's odd.
Is there a kid setting? Now that would be interesting.
I thought there was.
Okay, app settings. Stream the highest quality. That's the app setting. That's helpful. Edit profiles, account. All right, let's see. Let's take my son's account. No. I mean, if it's on here, it's in a place that I can't find it. But it seems like there must be
Something screwy there.
some way to do it. All right, I'll do some research and we'll have it back. But this is what I'm finding with a lot of, and I used to listen to this tech guy, and he always said that if you can't figure something out, then it's bad design. Oh, hold on. Restrict profile create. No, that's that. She says it's under profiles. Edit profiles. But I don't see. Okay. Never mind. I think I found it. Let's go back into Seamus. Birthday, gender, autoplay, background, junior mode. So there is a junior mode. Well, why wouldn't Big
Big Blue House would be in junior mode?
That guy's racy. Bear in the Blue House. You know, I mean, there's a reference people young people don't know. Blue used to mean off color. You know, if you were a blue comedian, you were using bad language. All right. Well, I'm excited because Andrew's got a video up on his YouTube channel.
I only did it. It's not the
Big
best
Al.
in the world, but it's out there. Big Al's out there. It's my work in progress. I was gonna try to take. I have him right here. I don't know if you can see Big Al. Off the internet. And I tried to find a bigger one. That's the biggest I could get. But yeah, when I get it all said and done, I'll have he'll be riding it with me. So
9 days ago, there it is. I'm playing it right now. That's pretty sweet.
Yep.
Is that your garage?
Yeah, my messy garage.
John Wayne on the screen?
Yes, sir.
What year is that?
That was in harm's way, so that's in the 50s.
No, your truck. What year is Big Al?
Oh, 78.
Oh, gotcha.
The year before I was born. I've had it for 30 years.
Wow.
Got it when I was 16. My brother had it before that. My grandfather bought it. It was one of his trucks. When he passed, my brother got it, and then it became mine, and I haven't let go.
My first car was a 78 Nova.
Okay. Hatchback. Yep.
It was poop brown.
That's what he calls my truck, Poop Brown.
And it was indestructible. Yeah. So head over to Mouse Gears and check out Andrew's truck. And then he's going to definitively post a review of a hotel, whether it's good or bad or not.
Good or bad. And I think we're going to do a travel day video, just how we travel and the stops we make. And my wife's going to help me with it. And then we'll do a parade review and a park, some stuff at the park. We're eating at California Grill, so look for that food review come out.
Ooh.
Yep, that's our
I
splurge.
am really bad at food reviews. Like I've decided to
I'll try
stop.
it.
I'm just going to do, I'm going to do 30-second food reviews because I hate them. I'm just not good at it.
It may be more
But
of a decor. Look here, look at the view of from there of anything. But yeah, that was our splurge this time. Is we're going to go to California Grill.
that's a good one. We're due to go back there. The nice thing about the videos you put out first, and if you go back and look at Lou's stuff or Mr. Beast, anybody, the first ones are bad, right?
Yeah,
Like
we're
everyone's are
learning.
bad. I
Everybody's
don't
learning
like
with it.
any of my videos, right? I don't like, that's why I kind of like doing this podcast live because it goes, I don't have to look at it again. I don't have to edit it. I don't have to go, oh, I wish I'd said this. It's just, it's out there the way it is, no matter what, good, bad, indifferent. It just happens. So the good thing is like, now I have listened to all of Lou's podcasts from the beginning,
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
but I don't go back to his YouTube channel and look at the second video he made. It's always there for posterity, but honestly,
Right.
it whatever you post, most people aren't going to see.
Well,
Right?
whatever he posts as food is gone anyways because he kills it when he posts it. So
Right. Exactly right. I think Lou should do more video. I like his
yeah.
video. Although I don't want to compete against him either. So, but yeah, okay, cool. Well, so we are yeah, the water fountain reviews. That's really where the money is. So we are on the road tomorrow. We're flying out of Baltimore, so I'm going to drive up. We're going to have lunch with a friend outside of DC, and our flight leaves at 6. We'll be in California at 9, and then I will let the over posting begin. So please jump on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube Shorts and Facebook. It's but mostly Disney everywhere, which is nice. But I'll try to go live here and there, so keep an eye out. It's kind of more of an experiment. I like doing it with my Meta glasses, but they overheat quickly. It's a really cool way to go live and not have to, be the nerd with the camera. So,
yeah.
But thanks guys. Again, sorry for not seeing you. Sign up for that newsletter. If you go to butmostlyDisney.com, it's on there. And I promise I'll send some out every now and again. And Karen, I haven't forgotten about your shirt. And Andrew, I still have yours. I have not mailed them. I'm a terrible person, and I'll try harder next week. So thanks, guys, for showing up, and we'll see you real soon.
Have a good night.